Michelle. I'm so super excited to be here. I remember the very first time that I saw Lindsay was at Summit last year for the Shine reception presentation. It was amazing. So I'm very honored to be here tonight talking on our team calls. So yes, I am first and foremost, just to give you a little bit of background about myself. I've been a coach since August of 2013. July 31st was my sign-on date of 2013. I am a wife, a mom to 4 kids. My youngest is 2.5, my oldest is 8. So 2 in between those 2. So it's very busy and it is bedtime right now. So if you hear background kiddos, that's what's going on. So let's see, I'm from a very, very small town in the middle of Wisconsin. I grew up on a dairy farm. I milked cows as a kid. Our school was very, very small. I graduated with 40 kids in my high school. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Very, very rural area. 1,500 people population in our town. Our Sunday rush hour traffic is Amish buggies, no joke. So that's my life in a nutshell. We live out in the country in an old 100-year-old farmhouse and love it, love the peace and tranquility. So that's a little bit about me. And I don't know what else I should say about that. I guess I'll probably touch on some of why I started coaching with the call. So, but when I was thinking, getting ready for tonight's call, I kind of have my my content centered around 4 key, things, although I don't really point them out specifically in this training, but I want you to be thinking about this as we go through tonight's material. Just confidence, first and foremost, consistency, credibility, and team culture. So the team culture kind of comes when the other 3, come into play. So just have those 4 values, the C's: confidence, consistency, credibility, and team culture. All right. So tonight we are going to be talking about sharing the business opportunity with confidence. I know as newer coaches, this is something that's really hard to do. Even for myself, when I first started coaching, I didn't feel like I was confident talking about the coaching opportunity. I was not in a challenge group before I started coaching. I joined Beachbody for the opportunity for income. So I had no idea what a challenge group was. I had no social media experience whatsoever. I was not on Facebook. I was not on any social media. I had an inactive account that when I was able to get back on it, I had like 60 friends. So very little following, if any. So going out there and talking about coaching when I was just so brand new to everything myself was really intimidating. And so I did rely on my upline for the coach sneak peeks, things like that, when I was first getting started. And so you can do that too to kind of help. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I guess that little bit about me is, if you have obstacles, preventing you from being confident, see what you can do to overcome that. Don't use that as a reason or an excuse not to invite. Work around it. What can you do to help you get past that so that you are not inviting to the opportunity? So that's what you don't want to do. All right. So when you are sharing the business opportunity, we're going to talk about who is the ideal candidate. What should you say, and what's the perfect way to ask? When is the time right? And then also creating posts to solicit response so you know who to invite. So you're not just shooting in the dark wondering who you want on your team, who might be interested, who might be a good coach. So I'm going to talk about ways to start with your posts so you know who to talk to. And then what? You send the invite, then what? That's always a big question I get from my coaches. Like, they want to know more. Now what? All right. So that's what we're going to go over tonight. And then at the end, we'll have some question answer. All right. All right. So identifying your ideal candidate. You want to think about, who you want to attract to your business. Not everyone is going to be someone that you want on your team. However, I do want to say when you are first starting out coaching, most of your team is going to be discount coaches, and that's okay. 99% of my team when I very first started, when I got to Diamond, they were discount coaches. I think I had 1 working coach at the time I was Diamond, if that. I built my husband to Emerald for one side, and then I built one of my friends on the other side to Emerald. So I created my own diamond. And then Star Diamond, it was my husband. He was my first star. I got him to Diamond. So just because you don't have working coaches in your team, in your business, when you're starting out, does not mean that you cannot succeed in advancing in rank. But as you grow your business, you're going to be helping customers. You're going to be helping challenges in your challenge group, and you're going to see, who you want to join your coaching team. Who would you like to help mentor with their business? So I'd like you to really think about that and be specific. Think about, what age they are, what gender, do they have a family? And this is just a picture that I use to think about my ideal candidate. I love working with other moms, moms of young children specifically, between the ages of 28 and 40 is my target market. And I'm a runner, so I like to work with people who are already physically active, who have confidence issues, because I just relate to that. When I was growing up, I was a victim of abuse, so I really relate to other people who went through challenges in their past and have overcome that. So that's just me, and you guys are all going to have different people that you attract to your business. So getting in touch with that and really be specific, write it out. And that's going to help you when you formulate your posts, because you're going to go back to your ideal candidate when you craft your post. And you're going to speak to that person so that the right person is attracted to you. When they read your post, they're going to connect with that. So make sure you list out those characteristics of your ideal customer. Who do you want to attract? And that way you are recruiting with purpose and strategy. Look at your week and your month and write down what days you are going to post about the coaching opportunity. Which days are you going to post about your challenge groups? And when you have a strategy with that and an intent, it'll help things flow better with your month. So for me personally, the first 2 weeks out of the month, I'm recruiting for customers. I'm getting myself to Success Club. I'm getting my husband's coach account to Success Club. And the last 2 weeks of the month, I'm helping my team achieve Success Club if they haven't already done so. And I'm recruiting for coaches because I start my coach training groups on the first Monday of every month. So I'm very strategic and very thoughtful and very planned of when I'm talking about what and when I'm posting for what. And like I said, for every post, think about your ideal candidate and what you think they would want you to say. What are they going to connect with when you write your post? All right, so what should you say and how do you ask? When you have someone in mind, let's say you have a friend and you would love them to be on your team. How do you bring it up? How do you ask? First of all, you want to take some time to get to know them so that you know what the solution is that they might need in their life. For me, when I left my career after we had kids, and we lived on a single income for 7 years. And although my husband had a really good job, it was a huge strain in our finances. He was driving 2 hours a day, commuting an hour each way to work every day. So we rarely saw him. The only family time we had was on the weekends. We never had dinners together. I rarely saw him in the evening. So the only time we saw each other was maybe for half an hour in the mornings before the kids got to school or before he left for work, and then on the weekends. So I am really passionate about sharing the opportunity because I know what difference this would have made in my life had I known about it sooner. When I first had our oldest, Aiden, 8 years ago, if I could have had an income working from home, something I'm passionate about, helping people, when I first left my job, our life would be drastically changed now, 8 years later. But I don't look back. I don't have any regrets. I'm happy where I'm at now. And my passion is in sharing the opportunity with other moms who might need a solution like I needed back then to help their family's finances. So again, what do you have to offer as their solution? Do they need more income? Would they love to be a stay-at-home mom like I did? I would cry at night wishing I could be home with my kids, and it not being so hard when we did decide for me to do it. I knew it would be hard financially. Adam and I got in a lot of fights about money for that time when we were just on one income. So again, think of it as you're providing a solution for them. And what they say is none of your concern. Don't get tied up in the no or yes or what they're going to say. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get stuck. Like they're afraid to push that send button because they are just afraid of what response. And I kind of laugh at that because I was not invited into the opportunity. And I guess I should say that. I think maybe that's why my perspective is different. Nobody invited me. My husband was Facebook friends with a high school friend from high school who is a coach, Alyssa Showmaker. Went to school with my husband. So he was on Facebook all the time and loves Facebook. I hated it, so I never was on it. But he's like, when we were thinking about me going back to school or, what we needed to change in our life to get more income, it's like, I have a friend on Facebook who's always talking about health coaching online. I think you should get in touch with her. So I have my husband to thank for me being where I'm at because nobody ever invited me. I wasn't on social media. So I think about that, how my life has changed because of coaching. And I don't normally friend request guys, but I have to tell you, if I see someone who, has their values in alignment, who's family oriented, I will send a friend request to a guy in hopes that, well, maybe his wife, could, benefit from coaching and working from home and creating the life of their dreams. So I do sometimes, will friend request guys just, because maybe their wife, needs a solution. So I guess I kind of overkilled on that one. Let's see. So you cannot provide a service to your customers without first asking. If you don't ask, someone else will. And this is a really hard lesson to learn. I've seen it happen on my team, mutual friends with people. And if one coach is not asking their friends or creating awareness of the opportunity, I can guarantee you somebody else will. There are 300,000 plus coaches in Beachbody as of this year. And you just gotta, your job is to create awareness and offer a solution for somebody. If they say no, on to the next person, no big deal. A lot of times it's just timing isn't right, or they just don't really understand, or they're skeptical. I know I was really skeptical when I first found out about it. It just sounded too good to be true, quite honestly. So I did my own research. I Googled it, I YouTubed it. And if I have people like that who just are really skeptical, I will tell them. And I was skeptical too. And what I did was I Googled it, I YouTubed it, and I will point them in the right direction. I will point them to Lindsay or Melanie Nitro or some of the other coaches who I respect. And, I'll tell them maybe check out this person's YouTube channel so that they can get a different perspective. But yes, if you don't ask, somebody else will. Be fearless. All right, and you can ask in 3 different ways. I have the direct approach, an indirect, and a super indirect. So we'll talk about all those 3. So the direct approach. So when you're scrolling through the news feed or connecting with the people that you're forming, your contact list, and you see them comment about something, or their status update might be how much they dislike their job or how much they wish they could do more stuff with their kids or whatever, that is the perfect window for you to walk through and say, hey, I saw your comment wishing this. Did you really mean what you said about that? And they're going to say, yeah, it really sucks. I just wish this. And that is a perfect way for you to say, I thought that too before I started coaching. Is this something that you'd ever consider doing? And then you can just have that conversation with them, and it happens pretty naturally. The next way is your challengers and your challenge groups. If you have someone who is really actively posting and participating and engaging with your challengers, that just right there, they're already doing it. They're already coaching other people, and they get fulfillment from helping others. So there, I would just, that's an easy one. Tina, I cannot help but notice how much you're enjoying your challenge group, and yada, yada, yada. And just see what they say. Invite them to a sneak peek. And they might not say yes right away, but at least you're going to plant the seed, and then maybe they could start dreaming like, wow, maybe I could do this, why not? But, a lot of people that are on my coaching team, didn't say yes the first time. So I don't get caught up in that. I just don't give up on people. If I see that this could be life-changing for them, I'm not going to give up on them. I'll invite them again. I'll invite them every month to a sneak peek if that's what it takes, if I feel like I have a really good solution for something that they need. All right. So this is kind of small. I hope you guys can read this. The indirect approach. Okay, so this is something that you can do, especially as new coaches, to your warm market, you guys. So if you have like aunts, uncles, grandparents, your parents, did I say aunts? I did. Cousins, anybody like family or extended family or in-laws, you can just ask them if they would be willing to give you a testimonial. Try Shakeology for 30 days. You're starting a business and you have this new product and you need some fresh testimonials, just someone to try it for 30 days, no obligations. They don't have to continue beyond that if they don't want. Would they just be willing to try it for 30 days? Have them use a challenge pack so that you get 2 Success Club points, and have their testimonial, okay? This is something, okay, the second bullet here. I'm starting a new project. I'm wondering if you might be interested in helping me out with this. So somebody who has a lot of friends, a lot of, just a very charismatic personality, those are the types of people that can really help you propel your business forward. So when I started coaching, basically on August 1st, I didn't know anybody. I still am kind of a wallflower. I'm really shy. I really don't like being the center of attention. I don't like going to parties. It makes me really uncomfortable being out front, stage and center. So I didn't have a really active social life. Like me and Adam, we would go out on date nights once in a while, and that was about it. Or, I spent a lot of time with my family, and that's just what we did. So I didn't know a lot of people, even though our town was really small. When we moved back home after, right before our third was born, we moved back to my hometown. And a lot of people didn't even know we were back home because we just lived so much of a private life. So anyway, because I didn't know anybody, I spent a lot of time in the first few months especially in Facebook jail, but meeting new people, sending out those friend requests every single day, which put me in Facebook jail a lot. But I had to get outside and meet people in order to make this work. And I was not going to accept failure as an option. Just wasn't something I was willing to do. So I had this one person that I was introduced to, a fellow runner who was very charismatic. She knew a lot of people that I didn't know. So I started up a fit club, in October. So 3 months into the business, I started a fit club. And she invited basically everybody there for me because she knew a lot of people. And so that month was a cup challenge month. And I had, I think, Success Club 30 or something crazy like that as a new coach. I was pretty happy with that. But because of that fit club, I really got myself out there. People started understanding what I was doing. It was a way for me to share the workouts and share fitness and healthy living in our community, which I really felt like they desperately needed, just somebody to kind of get the ball rolling and opening people's eyes to healthy living because, where we live, it's very low income. People just aren't educated about healthy nutrition. So that was kind of the first step in getting myself out there and, having people kind of follow me. But if you know someone like that, you can use them to help your business. All right, so then the super indirect approach. So I know health coaching clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know that's passionate about healthy living? They might give you a referral, or they might want to do it themselves. They might, I don't know if this is for me, but, and maybe you can invite them to a sneak peek so that they know what it's about. So that way they can maybe think about referrals. So it's kind of a sneaky way, but if they just really have their head set against it, maybe having some exposure, I guess is what I'm saying by this, might help them to put themselves in that role that maybe they could do this. Maybe it is something that they'd be passionate about and really enjoy doing. And then the second one, again, ask for referrals. Who do they know that is unhappy with their current financial situation? Maybe it's them, maybe it's someone that they know. You're just looking to help and spread awareness that this opportunity is out there for people. The Wisconsin brats and beer, yeah, I like that. And cheese, gotta have the cheese. All right, so when do you ask? Bottom line is just ask. Like I said, don't get caught up on, what they're going to say. If they're going to say yes, no, go fly a kite, who cares? You're just planting seeds. You're spreading awareness. That's your role. Don't worry about what they're going to say, or if they're, don't worry about it. And chances are maybe, they say no the first 5 times you ask, but then, once they see you succeeding in your business and see the lives that you're changing, their mind might take a shift, and they might start considering it and saying, gosh, how wonderful would it be to just be home with my kids and be a stay-at-home mom and still earn income? And, the more you share about what you're doing on your Facebook posts, which we're going to get to, the more they might kind of start seeing themselves more in that light and in that role. So going back to consistency, okay, so we talked when I first started about consistency. You have to be posting 3 to 5 times a day so that your posts get in people's news feed, so that they know that you are on top of things, you're on top of your own health and fitness, that if you are going to be someone that they mentor with their business, that you're going to be available to them when they need you. They're going to see that you're present, for your team and for people that you're mentoring. So you have to be consistent. But yeah, just ask and be confident that this opportunity changes lives. It really does. Don't hold back. My coaches on my team, they love that they're coaching, and they thank me that I invited them. So, some of you listening tonight, you might not be there yet where you have a working coach on your team, but maybe you have some discounts that, 3 months down the road, they're going to be coaching on your team. You just never know. This is kind of aside of this point, but I have all of my discount coaches in a separate, my personally sponsored coach group with my discounts. Because what I found is they're already signed up to coach. And when they're confident, when they start seeing results, people are asking them what they're doing. And if I have them tied in, plugged in somehow to my coaching team, it makes that transition from discount coach to working coach so much smoother, because they've already experienced our team culture. They already feel like they're a part of the team. So that's one thing that I do. I always welcome my discount coaches into my smaller coaching group. But like I said, if you don't ask, someone else will. So be fearless about your asking, your inviting. And then go for no. So have you guys all used the go for no, the little checklist? This is one thing I like to do. This one. All right. So what I like about this is for every 10 people you invite, 1 to 2 will join. So many of us, think that, gosh, for every person that we message and invite, because what we do is so wonderful and so amazing, and the challenge groups are awesome, they're fun, they help people lose weight and get in shape, that everyone is going to just naturally say yes. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. A lot of people say no because they're skeptical. They've tried so many things before that have failed, with health and fitness, with weight loss. So you just have to be sensitive to that they just think this is going to be something else that's going to be a failed attempt. So that's where your consistency plays in, and be sharing success stories of your own, of your customers that you're helping, of your coaching team. Do that every week, and they're going to start seeing, gosh, this coach is helping so many people. Maybe it's time that I ask her for help. It is really humbling to ask someone else for help, especially if there's a friend of yours or college buddy or somebody like that. It's hard. It's humbling. So, put yourself in their shoes. It's hard to ask. So if you don't ask, they may just go online and buy it elsewhere. Okay. So you have to ask. Okay. So creating posts to solicit response. This is something that I feel like I am pretty good at. I really don't like to be direct all the time with my posts, to my challenge groups or to my coaching groups or whatever. I like to kind of put, salt and pepper it through my posts, what I'm doing. And then I can go back and look to see who's liking my posts, who's commenting. And that gives me direction so I know who to talk to. All right. So you're, again, posting to reach your ideal candidate, which is a skill that can be learned and refined over time. So, when I first started, my posts were really bad. I go back in my timelines like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? I just didn't know. But, something that you kind of, with experience, you start to try to think, with every post, you're not just posting to post. You're thinking about, how can I add value? How can I motivate someone to push play? How can I how can I motivate someone to cook healthy for their family? That's something that I'm really, really passionate about. When I first started coaching, I really wanted to somehow reach children. I was, just going to water parks or whatever. It's so depressing and saddening to me to see, kids just really struggling with their weight. And I recognize that if I'm going to make an impact on the lives of kids, I first have to start with the parents, with the moms doing the meal prep and shopping and things like that. So I try to really get the moms, especially the parents, thinking about, how are you preparing your meals for your family? Which again is my target market. So I'm really targeting other moms. What would they want to hear? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they wishing? Tie your life to your past. And this is something that, makes you relatable, because people, you're adding hopefully new contacts every single day. So somebody might not necessarily know how long you've been coaching, what your journey has been, what your weight loss journey has been, what your coaching journey, they're just getting to know you. Okay. So when you are posting, tie it back, like, gosh, 2 years ago before I started coaching, was my life. This is how it has been enriched because of Beachbody coaching. And I don't always say Beachbody a lot because I know some people just get funny about that and get turned off. So, how coaching has impacted my life now, versus where I was before. And that's going to help them relate to you, because they might be feeling the same thing that you were feeling 2 years ago or when you first started coaching. And then try to engage your audience so that those who like or comment give you insight who might be considering coaching. So I'll ask questions. Like if I post a picture of what I ate for a day for a meal or something, I'll just, say, what did you eat today? And sometimes I get nothing, and that's all right. Sometimes I get lots of food pics, or, it depends, and I don't get worked up about it if I don't get any likes or comments. As a new coach especially, I had crickets all the time, nothing. So most of the progress that I saw with my customers was in those private messages. I rarely would get any success with just posting something on my timeline and then filling a challenge group. It all happened behind the scenes with my private messaging people. All right. So I'm going to just walk you through some of these posts that I just did recently, and I'm going to explain what I was thinking when I was putting them out. So this one was on my like page, and, it was after a run, and I was having my soaked oats and my coffee on the porch. And, I had to laugh because I couldn't imagine things any more perfect. So I just took a picture of my feet, and it's like, wow, someone looking on, I wonder what people think. And I know people are skeptical, but I want to try to get through that barrier. How can I give people insight to what my life is like without hitting them over the head with it, really? You can read what I said. With 4 kids, breakfast on the porch. I was working my office on the porch that day. I talked about being skeptical, and other people following me are very skeptical. So then hopefully just motivate them if they're not happy with their current situation, do something to change. All right, and then this was a coaching opportunity post that I did recently. And I try not to make them too long, although sometimes it can be really hard, because I know we all have so much to say about what we do, and we love what we do, and sometimes it's easy to go overboard. But you know what? Most people are not going to take the time to read some huge long, novel about your. Yeah, well, okay, I'll answer questions at the end. I'm distracted by the messages. I'm sorry. All right, so. Anyway, I try to break things into paragraphs and just bullet the things that I really want people's, to catch their attention with. So that was this one. I don't know why else I would post that. And then so then I put my WooFoo application at the bottom. I don't know, I guess I really liked how that picture turned out with the coloring, and to me it catches my eye. Always use a picture of you. It's going to stop people from scrolling. A lot of times, I guess this is maybe where I was going with this. So with my like page, I have noticed, and maybe some of you with like pages too, like the stock, Pinterest images, or, you can go to Google an image and put something out on your timeline. It gets very, very little views. So I try to use as much original content as I can. So pictures of myself, pictures of my family, my kids, my workouts are pictures of me. I don't do a lot of like the stock Beachbody pictures at all. I always try to put myself in the pictures, and that's what's going to stop people from scrolling their news feed is a picture of you. So if you can, please use pictures of yourself. And this was one I just, rather than, I guess I wanted to show, the income potential with this post, because I think, again, people are skeptical. A lot of people that I know in my area have tried other home-based businesses because there's not a lot of jobs where we are. It's very rural, and there are a lot of like farm wives, staying at home while their husbands run the dairy farm. So we have a lot of people who've tried, like Pampered Chef, Leah Sophia is done now. My mom did that for a while. Mary Kay, I tried. So all these other home-based businesses and failed, okay? So, people are, we're asking you, do you really earn money by doing this? And it was really, really uncomfortable for me to just put out there, how much I'm earning a week or how much I earned in a year. But when I really thought about it and sat back, like my husband and I are entirely debt-free. We're working on our mortgage at this point and trying to get that paid off completely so that we can move forward and build our dream home and do something else with our 100-year-old farmhouse, which we have big plans for. So I wanted to show the opportunity for other people who really are struggling. They have credit card debt like we did. Our savings dwindled to nothing while our credit card debt kept going higher and higher every single month. So I put myself in that position and know how it felt. Like I would felt completely trapped. So I was hoping to inspire a lot of people that were in the same boat with me with this post. And I did that in 19 months. It was amazing. So I thought I should maybe fluff my feather a little bit with that one. All right. Okay, so the coach application, I use wufoo.com, WUFOO.com, and it's free. So I have a application for challengers and coaches. You can do up to 3 applications for that. All right, so then this one was a little insight into my life. I have 4 kids at home, and we do a lot during the day. This was, I think, still when the kids were in school. The older 2 were in school. So I had the 2 little ones at the park that day. And it was just, I think about the freedom that I have with my schedule and how awesome it is to be able to just pick up and grab the kids and go to the library and go to the park, and go do whatever I want to do during the day, and create memories and experiences for my kids that I wouldn't have the opportunity to otherwise if I was working a full-time job away from home or, it's amazing what we do. So those are the kind of things that I share on my timeline. So the people that are liking this post and commenting, that would give me direction. I could go back and, see who all liked that post and message them. Say, Sherry, I saw that you liked my post about, taking the girls to the park. Would you like to get together with a play date with your kids sometime? Have you ever, how are you liking your job? And then it kind of can lead into that conversation that maybe they would like to be a stay-at-home mom too and have the freedom with their schedule like I have. All right, so you sent that invite message. Now what? Now you're probably sweating bullets because you don't know what to say, right? So breadcrumb. Make it about them. Develop a script that works for you. I have mine saved in an Evernote. I've pretty much fine-tuned my script that I can just copy and paste and maybe make a little changes in there depending on who I'm talking to. But it works for me. So, and it's like a 5-step process, I believe. So the first is the initial, have you considered doing this? Would you like to learn more? And then after that, I ask them, I want to make sure this is a really good fit for you first before we proceed. Can you tell me what interests you about this? And so I put it back on them. Like, I want to really know their why. Like, why are they interested? What part of their life would they like to change? And, just pulling it back to them before, and it's not about me, it's about them. And then my script is duplicatable. So I have that in Evernote so that I can share that with my team. I share it with my new coaches every month when I start a new Coach Basics group. So, have it systematic so you can also share it with your team when you fine tune it and have a system that works for you. I do use emails. So with the WooFoo application, when people apply to my team, I want their email address, because I have gone back and let's say they didn't end up committing and they were skeptical, and for whatever reason, when you're posting like from your like page, you don't have really necessarily a relationship with those people, so it's harder for them to trust you and join your team. So my goal is to get their email and also get them as a friend on my personal Facebook page, so that I can start, really forming a relationship with them. I don't necessarily expect people at the first, chance to join my team. I really don't. So my expectation is, after maybe I get to know them and maybe 3 to 4 exposures, that they will decide to join my team. So my goal is always to get them on my personal page. And then also an email. So every month when I have a new coach training group, I can go back and follow up and say, hey, I know you were really excited to learn more about coaching and, leaving your job in a year. Is this something that you still have been considering? I just wanted to let you know that I'm starting a new coach training group on this date. And maybe they'll send me back a message and maybe they won't. But again, I'm just creating awareness. And then I add them to my contact list if they don't end up committing. And I already know they're interested, so that's the good thing. So always look for the silver linings. The good thing is I already know they're interested. It's just a matter of if timing is not right, or what information do I need to give them to help them with whatever they're concerned about. And again, repeat exposures are really super important. Don't give up on them. All right, so how? All right, so first and foremost, you got to be confident. You do have a solution for other people. Think about how coaching has changed your life, if it's the community of support, if it's your own health and fitness journey, if it's the people that you've met, if it's, even the small successes as a new coach. I know you're not probably earning a ton of money if you're just starting out, but, if it's helped you pay groceries or your utilities or, what has, your kids' athletic purchases, whatever it is, that small thing that you can share with people, let people know how this has changed your life. And then resources for developing your confidence. I have to put the You Are a Badass book on there. So many people love that book. I really can't get into it, but I know it's very popular and it's helped a lot of people. So that's why I put that one on there. You Can, You Will, The Magic of Thinking Big. I just started listening to that on YouTube this week. I am really liking it a lot. So those are 3 resources that you can use if you just feel like you need to develop your confidence skills. Again, be fearless with sharing the opportunity, but fearful if you don't invite. Because if you don't invite somebody, someone else will, or that's a missed opportunity for you to really have a positive impact on the life of someone else's. And it doesn't stop with that person that you're inviting. It goes to their family, to their kids. The lifestyle that we're able to provide our family because of me coaching is so amazing. It's provided opportunities for my kids that they wouldn't have otherwise. I can enroll my girls in dance class and not even think about, how we're going to pay for it. We can take vacations, family trips, and not be concerned about, do we have, what credit card can we charge it on? The possibilities are endless. So if you are not inviting and not sharing that opportunity, you're really doing them a disservice by not sharing with them the opportunity to change their life for the better. Speak to your target market, like we talked about. Think of your ideal candidate in your post, and also duplicate and systemize your scripts so that you have a system that you can duplicate, and it saves on time, quite frankly, too. So I love Evernote. I can use it on my cell phone, I can use it on my desktop, and it's syncable. And I can share it with my team. Super easy. I'm so not techie, so I need something really basic and really easy to use. If I can figure out Evernote, anybody can. So that's one I recommend, and I love it. All right, so I just wanted to close with this. Be the change you wish to see in the world. When I started coaching, like I said, we are in a very, very small town. I had no idea, who would want to join my team or who would want me as their coach. I was not, a personal trainer or an expert by any means. I'm just a runner and a mom of 4 kids, nothing special about me. Didn't have any social media experience whatsoever, was not on Facebook, no following, no friends really. But when I look back, I haven't been coaching for 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August, July 31st. And the lives that I've touched because of being fearless and just being out there and going for it is mind-blowing. It's amazing. And love our team. I love the coaches that are on our team, and we are family. And if I would not have invited them, they wouldn't be where they are either. So don't ever hold back. You can't get caught up on what they're going to say or what they're going to think. You're just planting the seed. You're creating awareness. That's your responsibility, and that's your role in all this. So, all right, I am going to open it up for questions. I know there were a few. So if you guys have questions, I'd love to help you out. Runners rock. I've never met a runner that's not happy, right? Okay, how do I balance my posts 3 to 5 times a day? I get up really early for my workout, and so I'm always posting that. That's a no-brainer, given I post my workout every morning. And then, after that, it really helps me actually stay on track with my nutrition when I post pictures of my food. So I'm already making a meal, right? And it doesn't take a whole lot of time at all to just snap a picture and post it. I use Photify or Aviary for photo editing, and it's super fast. It's, what's the other one that I like? WordSwag is another one that I like to use. So it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and I can just, put it up really quickly as I'm eating my lunch. A lot of times I do. And then I try to, post something inspirational or motivational from whatever I'm thinking about that day after reading my personal development, or if I'm listening to something. So, that's kind of how I do it. I try to do, 3 to 5 a day, and I alternate between my life page and my personal page. Recognition posts, I love to do those for my team and for the customers that I'm helping. And you can do, think about a theme for every day. And we talk about this in my coach training group. So, sometimes it's hard to know what to post and what to talk about. But if you have a theme that you're following, it makes it really easy. Motivation Monday, Tasty Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, or Throwback Thursday, whatever that might be, have for every day of the week, like a theme that you're going to post about and talk about that day. So that way, when the day comes, you kind of have in your head, okay, what am I going to talk about today? This is what I'm going to do. Or maybe it's Thursday, and your theme for Monday is Meatless Monday, and you come across a recipe like, oh, this would be great for Meatless Monday. Well, you can put it in a little notebook, or save it somewhere on your computer, and that way when Monday comes, hello, it's there, it's done, you put it up and on to the next thing, okay? Let's see, other questions? Yeah, I do one Beachbody post a day, and then the rest is about my family. So again, we live our life. We're outside, we're at the parks. So I'll take pictures of my kids and, just talk about what we're doing that day. Talk about my husband, our crazy life with 4 kids. Okay, so let's see. I can post the Go for No. I can share that to the Lindsay's group. All right, so with time management, that is one thing that in my first year, I'm going to be honest, I busted my tail. I worked long hours my first year in the business because I was not going to accept anything but succeeding in this business. I have met Success Club 10 plus every single month as a coach. I also try to get my husband's account to Success Club because I didn't want to be limited to only 10 Beachbody leads. So I get myself to 10, hopefully my husband to 10, so that I have 20 Beachbody leads the following month. So, I worked a lot of late nights, and it was crazy to me because I wasn't on social media. Like when I first started coaching, I was like, man, there are so many people on Facebook, like all the time. Like, what are they doing on Facebook at 11 o'clock at night? But you know what? That's crazy. Like, that's when I would have a lot of my conversations. That's when I was helping people sign up. So I sacrificed a lot of sleep. Basically, I don't watch TV. That's one thing that was easy for me to give up because I really don't care about TV anyway. So I don't have a lot of relaxation time other than my family time with my kids. Like, that's my relaxation. So I gave up sleep and I gave up TV to work my business, and it's paid off. So, you might have to make those small sacrifices, but also really honor your family time. Have time during the day that's blocked off that, work won't interrupt, so that you can give your family that time that they deserve to. Okay, so if they don't use social media but want to start a coaching business, I would just talk to them about the importance of meeting people. People are on Facebook and social media because they want to meet other people. So, I mean, it's easy to create a Facebook account if they're willing to do Facebook, or, I mean, they can work the business off Instagram, I guess, Pinterest, YouTube, blog. But Facebook for me is kind of my hub. That's where I have the most success with finding people. So, any other questions? No? All right. Well, thanks so much for jumping on tonight, guys.